Good evening, homies. It's Steve Jackson, like a little kid at freaking Christmas time, broadcasting live from the Vape Dungeon. I have many things that I need for an enjoyable few minutes of Steve time tonight. One Bud Light Platinum. I have here a Copper Manhattan with something really freaking awesome. It's the Mutation XV3. These things, in my opinion, went out of style much too quickly. Because, oh, hell, got some defunk, 3 milligram. I think they went out of style way too quickly. I mean, they were as far as I can tell, the precursor to the Troll. And the Trolls are awesome. But these things, well, they're awesome too. I was eyeing them. And I'm not going to name any names because I don't want anybody to pounce on a fellow vapor of mine thinking he's a good source for free shit. But I was given some gifts. I'm used to giving a lot of things to a lot of people. And every now and then, somebody gives something to me. Well, I got a haul today. It's like freaking Christmas. Let me fix my button. Not only did I get this little monster with a nice nicrome build in it, pre-installed, which is really nice. Lots of clouds, lots of flavor. But wait, there's more. I have been eyeing this little bastard for a while now. One might think that if you own a vape shop, you can have all the toys you want whenever you want, but the problem is this shit still costs money. Not necessarily money I always have, but I have one now. I am excited about this. I am actually like two-dimensionally excited about this because not only am I excited to have cool new toys, but I'm excited that I can still get excited about cool new toys. Oh, that's going to be awesome. So, what are we going to do here? Well, just so happens, I have some 26 gauge nicrome. I have a Mutation X V4 Mini. And I have the sweet-ass Simple mod with custom paint job from Luke Hamilton. So, we're going to turn this into something. And, you know, I'm always trying to find time to do a build video. Well, I'm going to do a build. It's not that much extra trouble to make a video of it. So, there haven't been a build video in a call to ohms in a while. Some of our new people might find it intriguing. Might inspire somebody to realize that, yes, they too can build. So, what we're going to do tonight is 3mm 6-wraps. I like using a coiling tool because it has that little hole in it. That is what I like about it the best. Like sticking that in there and being able to hold that wire and twist that, count the passage of the lead wire once, twice, 3 times a lady, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful, tight little wraps. Look at that on camera. You can kind of see a little bit of gap in one, but we'll take care of that later. Give it a good tug. Make sure it's nice and tight. Flip that wire, which was bent backwards to the direction I was coiling. Flip that out, put that back in, give it a press. Nice and tight. And that, my friends, is coil number 1. I don't want this video to be forever long, so I'm going to pause while I do coil number 2. Coil number 2. Something I always try to mention to people is when you clip your wires, you definitely want one leg longer than the other. This helps with getting the legs in the hole to start with. So now I have both of these little bad boys, and they are about to get mounted. I usually like having kind of a big box mod. I build a lot on the Skelly 150, but for the sake of being able to get hold of it, I'm actually going to build on the Simple. Now, there's no battery in the Simple. Very important. It is completely, as you can see, empty. Because firing this bad boy at the wrong time is certainly not something that you want to do. I'm going to select a screwdriver, open up my post holes, which this thing has really nice post holes. Get those open. Try to be quick about it. Try to thumb at it when things try to move. Alright, now we're going to position coils. One of the things that I really like about the coiling tool is that these come out, and it makes it very easy to work with coils when you have them wrangled on that. You don't have to worry about pushing them out of control. Now, what I like to do is generally I put the longer lead in the center, and you get that in there first. See, now it's in there, and it lets you position that second one without a lot of trouble. Okay, we're through there, and I'm going to push those up kind of close to the posts. We're going to pry around on those in a minute, and I'm going to bend that center lead up and that side lead out. And now, regardless of whether or not the screws are tightened, it's kind of in place. And the position of the coil, I'm going to push that into the middle in a minute. We're kind of off to the side a little bit. So I left about that amount of distance in there so we got some room to move. Oh, dropped something. Be right back. Alright, guys. Coil number 2. By the way, I recounted both of these coils before I put them on here to verify that they're 6 wraps each. Now, since I pried those up, it kind of gets it out of the way for the next coil. So again, we go long post in the center. A lot of shiny things to look at all at once. And once that's in, it kind of frees us up to be able to position the other one. And we're in. I'm going to bend up on the coil so that when I push it through the hole, let's see if you can see what's going on there. It pries up, and what I'm trying to do is get that lead to go up over the other coil. See it coming up there? Very handy for the final positioning. Oh, my second lead slipped out, but that's no big deal. Alright. So, that's what I'm trying to show you on the other side. Get those positioned where I want them. And since, we're going to move these coils around, and we really just want them in here in a way that they can't do a bunch of moving. So we're going to put them there where we want them, and I clipped the leads on this one just a little bit shy of where it needs to be. So I'm actually going to get some needle nose involved in that bend. There. That looks good. Since I'm messing with needle nose, might as well grab that. Pull it up. Alright, so there's where we're at so far. And we're going to tighten all that back down. And depending on the holes that you're working with, the wire, you know, you might need to take care that when you tighten these down, that it doesn't become a guillotine. It just chops it off. I'm going to put this bit back through the coil. And since I've got the wires bent, it kind of is just gravity is going to put it in the right place. I don't have to do a lot of fighting. Just put my thumb on it there. I don't have to do a lot of fighting for these things to stay more or less where I want them. Very handy. So those two are good and tight. And then we're going to flip over, put our bit on the other side, kind of move it around to match, brace with the thumb, get the position right. We're going to tighten these bad boys down too. It doesn't have to be perfect at this point because we've not clipped anything off. We have options. We can move stuff around if it didn't turn out like we want. Now the other really nice thing about this bit is it's very maneuverable while it's in there. You know, it acts as a backstop. The one thing that I do with the handle at this point is go ahead and put the bit in the handle and pull. I'm going to pull away from those posts. It's going to cinch it. It's going to bring everything tight around that shaft. To make sure we got a nice tight coil. And then we're going to assess if we like where it landed. Now it is dead over top of the air holes. We kind of like it like that. So probably going to call that the right spot. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to give that a pull. And then we're going to lose the handle. We're going to use the bit by itself. You want to see what I'm doing. It's very difficult when you're watching in the camera as you try to do this. Yeah, I'm holding all of this still. Doing my best to get them positioned up without being able to see what the hell I'm doing. Alright, and then finally, you want them to be the same this way as well. Alright, now, when you get them to the right elevation above the deck, that's a pretty good time to look at what ended up where and decide if one side's a little farther out than the other, and it is. So the good news is you're almost in position. All you have to do is loosen up the coil that is too far out there, push it through a little bit, tighten it back down. It just means that one of these coils wound looser than the other one did. Just pushing it with my finger through the hole a little bit. Grab my bit. You notice that when I moved it through there, it really sat down. So we're going to get that bit in place. We're going to put it back where it goes. We're going to lift it up where it belongs. Do 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 do. Is it Joe Cocker? Joe Cocker and some chick. Saw him in concert once. Freaking awesome show. Joe Cocker is one of the few artists that did live stage performances that sounds really exactly the same in a stage performance as he sounds in person. He is the real deal. He's missed. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of playing. I'm not going to make you watch. Alright, notice they're even that way. They're even this way. They're pretty good. I suppose there are some levels of perfection. Part of it's a little bit of an optical illusion on camera too, because this lead is in a strange spot. So it's time to clip some leads. When you're clipping leads, a lot of people like flesh cutters. I've been using this kind of snip for so long. I can use flush cutters just fine, but I guess it's just whatever you're used to. You always want whatever you're using is going to have a flat part to it, and you always want that against whatever it is that you're snipping. You would think that that's obvious, but when you've never done something before, nothing's obvious. At least that's what I like to think. Watch your wire snippings, because yes, you too will stumble across your living room in the middle of the night one night, and if there is a wire clipping anywhere in your house, your foot is going to find it. If you're at my shop, for the love of God, don't just yell shots fired and let her rip. We got little kids that run around in there on a regular basis. I'm sure they do not need a foot full of Canthol. Alright, so what I've got, I'm trying to think of how I can show that on camera. You can't even really see it, but there's a wire lead there. Yeah, you can see it. Right there. Alright, I'm going to get that into a good position. Now, clipping the center leads, especially if you're working with something that doesn't have a T-post, is a little bit on the precise side because you can easily screw up and cut the wrong wire. So take particular care to get everything inserted in the right spot. Get your Canthol on out of there. And you want those center posts especially to be, trimmed down as tight as you can get them. To help you do that, pull it out. That way you got something to get hold of. And make sure that you miss the other leads. For me, blind as a damn bat. It's sort of an act of faith. I've learned to use the Braille system to manage my chords. I keep going back to these bits if something gets out of whack. I just pushed this one by accident doing the snipping. So all I'm going to do is shove that in there and stick it back where it goes. This one got a little bit of a tilt on it I don't like. Alright. And normally I don't build with nicrome, and Luke Hamilton told me something pretty important tonight. He said if you're going to build with nicrome, you got to know that when you first heat your coils, you got to keep them, don't heat them up too fast because you don't want them to weld together. And that is a little bit different than what you do with Canthol. So give me just a second. I'm going to put this on something I can get an ohm reading and actually fire it. Alright, one of the many chips that I've taken to experiment with is this 50 watt temperature sensing chip, which has an extremely accurate ohm meter on it and fires up to 50 watts, which is perfect for pinching coils. That is a 0.13. So I have a pair of curved needle nose pliers here, and there's no teeth on these. These are slick. So that means that they don't bite the Canthol. I need vape. That's tasty. I need to do some maintenance on this button. Before it came to me, something funny happened to the bottom of it. It's been dented. It's not exactly round anymore. It's just kind of hanging a little bit. Let's have a drink of beer too. All right. Pinching process. I need to rejuice and vape a little bit more. Hang on a second. Much better. So, now on to coil pinching. If you made it this far, congratulations. What do we got going on over here? Got some hot spots. It's generally say give it a few pulses. Oh yeah, she's starting to come alive now. And all I'm doing is literally pinching the coil. Try to get it in there, let you see it more. Some people say that when you pinch the bright one, all you do is take the heat out of the bright one and transfer it to the needle nose. And that might be absolutely true. I don't give a shit. What I know is you can't heat them up super hot or you'll kill them. Look at that. With just a couple of pinches, man, they look good. I'm going to use the needle nose to kind of, nothing's overlapped, so I can use them to sort of position coils too. I'm going to pull them even on the plane. This one needs to come up a little bit, so I'm going to pull it up just a hair. Perfect. Freaking perfect. I am excited. So now we move on to the cotton. I am completely 100% a fanboy of Native Wick. Not because we sell it at the store, but actually quite the opposite. We sell it at the store because I think it's awesome. I have measured out a piece here, and it is ready to go. Now these are 3mm coils, and the cool thing that I just love about Native Wick is all you do is take it, and if you can get it evenly in your fingers and pinch apart, it will separate itself right down the middle into two perfect 3mm sets of cotton. Oh, those are very close. And this part is primarily only good to people that use Native Wick, because the other cotton, you can make the little end on. You see how the wire comes up, so we use that to guide us in which way we're going to twist the cotton. And we are literally just going to screw that in there. Got to get it nice and tight. And when you're messing with your cotton, make sure your hands are clean. You've been petting the dog has got some kind of flea treatment. Do not get that shit in your cotton. Alright, you've heard me say before, tap water is bad. Don't clean your vape equipment with tap water. Well, tap water may be bad, but of much more immediate concern is flea treatment. Probably most dangerous thing that you can get around is flea treatment, because it's a neurotoxin. And it is a neurotoxin which is quite capable and ready to cross the blood-brain barrier. Brain-blood barrier, brain-blood, blood-brain, whatever the fuck that thing is. Where it gets up into your brain where some things won't. Well, it will. Alright. So got that screwed in there. They will pull back and forth, but they're a little, got some tightness. This thing's got a pretty deep juice well, but still, this might have been just a hair too long on the cotton. That, and this is too loose. See how that moves? That's too loose. I'm going to fix that by adding a strand to it and redoing it, but again, not going to make you watch. Alright, the way that I usually figure out where to cut the cotton is to take my thumb and pull it down and see if it goes past the bottom of the juice well. I do that all the way around. Anywhere I find that it does, take a little bit off. And, sometimes it's just barely any kind of a trim, like this time. I'm not cutting much off. Let's get in there and pop that. There you go. That'll fit nicely. If you don't have a dental pick, they cost like $1. Get one. I don't carry them, but I really should. So all I'm going to do is stick this dental pick here beside the coil and sweep it down and under. Yeah, it's very hard to show that on camera and do it. Yeah, I messed it up trying to show it and do it. One of these days I'll figure out a good way. What I need probably is one of those action cameras like you can put on a helmet. It has been suggested to me before that I should not leave the house without a helmet. I think it was a June and Betty reference. Wouldn't surprise me if it was. So it's pretty key when you're dealing with your cotton not to allow the cotton to touch the bottom of the coil. And sometimes you can't really control that until it's wet, and then you can get in there and make yourself whatever coil space you need. I'm lifting these coils up a little bit right now because I need to be able to get that in there and under and swept to the side where it belongs. Alright, so now I'm going to get these bad boys wet and do my final positioning to make absolutely certain that there is a gap, that the cotton does not stand up under the coil. You look through there, right now what you're seeing is flyaway fuzzies, but you should see the post back there. So I'm going to mess with getting that juice on there. I'll be right back. Alright, that's 50 watts. It's pretty good at 50 watts. I'll put my cap on, take a hit of it. Kind of a weak vape. It's not made for this. It's hitting at like 2.2 volts. And that is not why I made this. So, say goodbye to Mr. Glorified Ohm Reader. Let's put it on here. I won't make you watch me getting a battery going and stuff. I'll be right back. Nice ramp up time. Nice cloud casting. Nice warmth. Really good cloud. It's a really reasonable vape. I mean, 1.3. That's a kind of a high build. Like it. Yeah, I'm going to poke around on this just a little bit with the demo. Okay. Still not happy with all the directions that my cotton is going. But such problems can be solved. Fix that, push this down. Oh yeah, my vapor production is about to go up because I had some of that cotton touching the bottom of the coil. Now if you don't have juice coming into contact with the heated material and you don't have air coming in contact with that same heated material, then you don't have vapor. So you got to keep the cotton off the damn coil. I've seen all kinds of, I went through a phase there for a while. I saw some jackass on the internet wick some kind of a slanted coil, and he draped his cotton back over the top of the coil. Well, that looked really cool, because, man, you could put a bunch of juice in that cotton, and it would gravity feed down onto the coil, but the problem is there's no airflow to go with it. Oh, yeah, even more. Let's try a wall shot. Ha ha! Splash. 13 feet. All in this little teeny weeny package. Oh my goodness. I like little things. I love my mini Mini. But really, truly, this simple mod beats it in size. It's a little bit bigger around, but it's actually even shorter. Huh. You're making such nice vapor. That is really good. Alright guys, I'm happy. If you got any questions, add them, comments. If you can improve my process, because we have some really advanced builders, feel free to pop me a note. I'm going to call it quits. Enjoy the rest of this beer. Vape a little bit. And I'm going to bed. Have a good night, guys.